17 Americans from the deadly Hantavirus cruise ship are now in federal quarantine in Nebraska. 3 people have died in this outbreak, and at least one person who was on that ship lives right here in Virginia. That person is being monitored at home. Welcome in, everybody, on this Monday. I'm Annie Yu. Our Eric Flack has been speaking with local health experts all day about what this all means for the D.C. region. Flack, health experts are continuing to urge calm, right?
They are. Annie, local health officials say the risk here is low, but this is a health threat they are not taking lightly as the public continues to ask questions about how big the danger really is. Sunday, 94 passengers evacuated off the Spanish coast, kept away from the public over concerns about hantavirus. One Virginian from that ship is already home being monitored. And this afternoon, Virginia health officials said that person is doing well, but they will need to be monitored for weeks.
So we will monitor them throughout the entire time period where they're at risk of developing illness, which for this particular hantavirus, we are going to monitor exposed people for 42 days after their last exposure.
The most Googled hantavirus question in Virginia right now is about the incubation period. Symptoms can take up to 8 weeks to appear. But Montgomery County Health Officer Dr. Keisha Davis told us that is not a reason for people to worry they could be carrying it.
Everybody coming off of that ship, we already knew who they were and were able to trace them. We knew what plane they were going to. We knew we have the list of the people who are on those planes. And so that makes it a little bit easier to do that contact tracing.
Montgomery County has no suspected cases tonight, but the broader question remains, what is the risk right here in the DMV? Hantavirus is spread by rodents like rats and mice, and D.C. consistently ranks among the most rat-infested cities in the country. Meanwhile, just last year, Virginia Tech researchers identified Virginia as one of only 3 hantavirus hotspots in the U.S., calling it an emerging disease with pandemic potential. So should DMV residents be worried about the rodents in their own backyard?
Each hantavirus, it's very closely co-evolved with its reservoir species, so the type of rodent that it exists in. And this long-tailed rice rat that the Andes virus is that's the reservoir for the Andes virus, doesn't exist in our part of the United States.
Good news there. A half hour ago, D.C. Health told us there are no known cases of hantavirus or passengers from the affected cruise in D.C. and that D.C. Health is coordinated with the CDC and monitoring the situation. If you plan to travel abroad, especially to those affected areas, health officials say take precautions and monitor yourself for symptoms when you return.